What is up, everybody? It's Fossil Craze here, and welcome back to another episode on the Lumpia Craft server. And what the is this? We've been pranked, guys. I wish I had recorded my reaction to this, but literally I did not expect it. The guys had not told me anything. They didn't leave any signs anywhere. They didn't notify me ahead of time or anything, and it's just up there now. It's actually right above the head, and it's kind of, well, it's clever, I'll say that, but that wasn't really where I wanted BB-8. So literally, guys, what had happened was I was over working at Atlantis, you know, filling in our little outline and everything, and I had finished that, and then I came over here, and we've been having mob problems. So I was going around, you know, checking to make sure all the light levels were 7 or above 7, and I was up on top of one. I think I was on top of Wingstop. I was looking around. I was like, okay, I'll check the top of the buildings and everything, and then, bam! I saw that thing. I was like, what did they do? And it's very clever of them, and we are totally going to get them back one day. Luckily for me, I've had a few plans in my head going on about what I want to do to the guys as a prank, and I think this deserves one of them, which will come up in a episode. I haven't decided which one yet. But if you guys have other ideas for pranks on them, let me know. I do know both guys, Lemon Lumpia and Triple Red Shell, participated in this, so we have to get them both back, and it will happen. But that is not what we're doing today. Nuh-uh. What we are going to be doing today is something different, something special, because as of July 3rd, we have officially been on this server for a year. So that means by the time you see this episode, it would be like a year and 2.5 weeks, I believe. I am recording this a few days earlier than it's going to be released. And what I want to do is give you guys a tour of the server as how it looks now, which I think will be pretty cool because we've done a lot on the server so far between the three of us. So it's definitely going to be a different episode. We are going to be hopping between my account and the Camrock account to get a couple different views, but here we go. And this is what Triforce looks like 1 year going. We have done a lot of building on the server, and I really enjoy and I'm really impressed with what we've done so far. First, we are going to go ahead and check out what we've done around my part of the Triforce, and then we will go around checking out what the guys have done, and so on and so forth. So, the first thing we did after we got the Triforce outline set up was we built this. Sans BB-8. This was our tower. It was what marked this Triforce as ours, and it did get moved over by 1 block at some point during this year, just because it was off-center, and I think it looks fantastic still. It is a match of my skin up top there, if you guys didn't know. For those of you who are new to the channel, that up there is me. You can see. Yeah. It looks kind of like me. And that was the first thing we built. It doesn't really have a purpose other than to be cool looking, and for me to throw eggs at it, apparently. And that was a lot of fun to build. I was really excited to build that. I really enjoyed it. And then underneath it, we decided to build this giant hole that goes all the way down to bedrock, and we seem to have a slime down there. Let's see if we can hit it. Boom! So this hole ended up becoming kind of our storage slash, I don't know, tunneling area, I guess. I mean, we have our storage over on that side and down below, and our nice little double spiral downwards to the bottom down there. The slime, I don't think I'm gonna hit those. And then on the opposing spiral, we have kind of our useful stuff, so our potion making and our mine shaft area and the slime farm, which is below this one. And I really liked how this turned out. I know it was a pain in the butt to do because it was such a big area to dig out, but I had loads of fun doing it, and I know a lot of it is still not complete, and I am looking forward to completing it once I kind of figure out what I want to do, really. This path leads back to Town Hall, so we have that kind of covered. I'm just working with Triple Bread Shell to see how he wants to design it. That one is still open. I don't know what I'm going to do with that one. That, as I said, is the ship mine area. That's the slime farm, and below that I believe it's just the bedrock. So it was really cool working in here. We did have a mob museum going that was originally up top that we moved down here, and then we just decided to stop it because our mobs kept disappearing. So we still need to figure out something to do differently with these, which I think will be a lot of fun still. And now, not going in any particular order, we had built this, which is our villager trading hall. It has all of our villagers that we like to trade with in here, and then down below we have the villager breeder, and we have a little bit of sugarcane stuff going there just so it's easy to grab and we can trade with it. But this has gone through a couple of iterations now, and this is what we've kind of finally ended up with, so that the villagers will keep breeding and not overpopulate the area, because at some point I was getting like 60-70 villagers in here and they weren't falling down, and I don't know why there's a block missing right there, but we'll fix that later. And then next door we have Enchant Me This, which is our bookstore, which the guys have not been using very much. Ooh, we have a new diamond. Who bought a book? Lim bought a Silk Touch book. Oh yes. Actually, I'm not sure when he bought that. It could be recent, it could not be. I have no idea. I have to admit, I don't check this too often because the guys don't seem to use that many enchanted tools, and it is actually mostly just me using my own stuff. But as you can see, we have all of our tool enchantments here, our sword enchantments here, our armor enchantments along this wall, and then we recently did an upgrade so that we include our rare books, which include mending, and I don't have any Frostwalker books, and then all of our bow enchants are down here as well. Next up was our own little house over here. Ah man, this was a really fun build. Again, I was trying to go with the modern theme as I did with those two buildings, and it turned out really good. I really like the openness of it. It was kind of tricky for me to decide not to do it with doors because, you know, mobs and everything, but we are doing pretty good on the mobs here. I haven't had any problems. And we have our bed here, we have our anvil on this side, we have all of our wither skulls right now displayed out for us to go ahead and take and do all that. And we have our map, which is, I think, updated. It looks like it. BB8's over there, and BB8's right there. Yeah, anyways. Yeah, it's looking pretty dang good. Over there we have the iron farm, which leads back down into our hole. We can go check out the bottom level later, but, you know, every once in a while you'll see an iron golem fall down, which is pretty awesome, in my opinion. Over here we have our nice little tree farm, which is not really a tree farm, it's just a platform to catch all the saplings when they drop, which works. And this area we still don't have anything to do with. As I said earlier, originally, like, this whole arc right here was for the mob museum, and that got to— oh, look, you just saw that, it was an iron golem that fell. As I was saying, we originally had the mob museum here, but we kept having issues that they were disappearing up here as well, so I thought I'd move them down, and that didn't work either. But right now we're using it as a chorus plant farm, which is kind of ugly, and we will rectify that later, but that's for later. And then two more recent builds, or at least they feel more recent, is the micro wheat farm, or micro farm, I guess, and we can use wheat, we can use potatoes, we can use carrots, as long as we have a little dark spot right here, and all these should have been filled with bone meal. That one is, these two aren't. And then all you have to do is, you know, you stand here, you turn on the dispensers, and you plant your seeds, and they grow, and you pick them up, and yada yada, etc, etc. If you go back and watch my video, I did kind of do a little bit of a tutorial on it, and then I did link it to the actual tutorial that I followed. And then next door to that one, thank you for your egg. Next door to that one is the— huh, I definitely didn't write that. If you are from the Bay Area, you probably understand that. But, as I was saying, this is the cow farm, or the cow palace, I guess. This is where we can breed our cows. They fall in there, we kill them there, you know, with nice little cow farm, nice, compact, and I think I decorated it pretty dang well. And overall, I just love the way that all my buildings kind of tied together with their little bits of modernness, a lot of, you know, harsh angles going up and horizontals going straight across that don't really do much of anything except add dimension to the building. I really, really enjoy those. So that is pretty much the top part of mine. We're gonna go down and check out the iron farm really quick and check out a couple other farms I have going connected from my base, and then we're gonna go ahead and check out some other things that the guys have been up to. So I've switched the camera count, and right now I am by the iron farm, which, as you can see, we have all of our iron coming in this way. The iron golems that you saw drop earlier fall into this hole. We can AFK in that room, and it's all nicely compacted and inside of our base, so that no matter where we are in Triforce, it will still be working, I think. I didn't actually test that, but I'm pretty sure that as long as someone's loading it, there we go, we will be getting a lot of iron. And as you can see up in here, we have all of our villagers kind of bouncing around in the middle, and that is the iron farm. So we have 3 of these going all the way up. Oh, I don't want to say to sky limit, but you know, pretty close. We started on the base floor just so that we could have as much room as we wanted for this, and that was that. Whatever, we'll handle him later. But we definitely have more than enough slimes to last us a lifetime, and we even have a bunch of slime blocks in here because I started to run out of room. But this is the slime farm. It's pretty standard. It's pretty standard. Those slimes fall and they drop into here, and as they drop, they get pushed into these cacti, and the hoppers collect all their goodies. It's broken a couple of times because Endermen keep taking the sand underneath the cactus, but we haven't had any troubles lately, and so this, ladies and gentlemen, is the slime farm. Alright, so this is the zombie farm, which has actually also gone through several iterations. We now have a little garbage chute here, which we can put our garbage into that one, and we'll shoot it out into this cactus. We used to have a villager over here, but he died, unknown how. And then, you know, this is where the zombies fall, and that's really all there is in this one. And then I actually forgot, over here, Unlimited Loopy and I actually built a spider farm as well, so we have all of our loot will go in there. You can kill them right here, and it is pretty intuitive how Unlimited Olympia built the spider farm. I don't know all the little details to the redstone, but he did that. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is pretty much my base in a nutshell. I am particularly proud of my base. I just need to figure out what to do with that section over there, and we will eventually. But I thought we'd go over and check out Triple Red Shell's part of the base. His is probably the base I know the least about. I know it as a whole has gone through a large remodel. Originally he had it all blocked off, and then it was going to be like a ticket gate here or something, and now it's kind of open. We have the Alan Rickman Memorial Bridge, R.I.P. Alan Rickman, and this place is looking pretty damn spiffy, if I might say so myself. I really like the changes he's done, and his use of the path blocks is pretty good too. I have to admit, when they first came out, I wasn't really digging them, but they're not bad as a whole, I guess. He used to have an animal hotel or some sort here. I don't know what's going here now. I'm assuming it will be something of a similar sort, maybe. And then over here we have his bunnies, his horse, Yayo Town Stables. I don't know the reference. I'm sure someone will tell me sometime. He has a polar bear named Irek. I don't get that reference either. I'm sure somebody will tell me. We have his BB-8 here. His low rule watering hole. I guess in comparison to Hyrule. I don't know. But we have Jones extra sugar cane soda and Jones sugar cane soda. So whether you want the extra sugar or not, choose wisely. Over here we have his enchanting table, which is pretty. I like his setup how he did this though. I don't know if that whatever. So we have BB-8, which is his little hobble home. Hello, doggy. So if we go in, you know, we have his bed and everything. We come down. We have some storage here, some storage here. Ooh. So this is the armor we gave him for Christmas. All the gold armor. The super suit. What? What makes it so super? Okay. It looks like he's doing a lot down here. I haven't actually seen any of this before. And I think it's looking pretty good. Train to Sheepery. So he has a train that goes to Sheepery. It looks like everyone's adopting my little cactus trainage here. And then this leads down to the path I believe that he's building below Triforce. If I can get through the door. Yep. So this is the path that leads to my base. I actually don't know where that leads to. And that leads to the Sheepery right now, which we can go ahead and check out real quick. So the Sheepery is located just outside of our base, to the south, I want to say, but I'm not entirely positive that's true. It could be to the north. You know what? I can just hit that. It's to the west! I'm wrong both times. What's this? Oh, this must be where the train's going to end up. So, this is his Sheepery. We just have a few of each color in a little stable here that we can go ahead and share when we like. We can breed them if we need to, but we haven't really needed to, I don't think. I know I did when I was getting the green carpet for the outside wall, but that was pretty much about it. So this is our Sheepery. I must say, he did a really good job on this. I really like the way he set it up. It's pretty classy in my opinion. Heading back to his base, if I can figure out my way back. Alright, so we're back at Triple Red Shell's base, and let's head back up, so that way you guys know where we are, exiting BB-8. So, let's see, what's this? This is his general store, which looks like he has the map in here. Nothing in his store, but, yeah, that's the map, again. Looking pretty cool, if I must say so myself. And then that looks like it's about it for his part of the Triforce. I know he's building a lot out there, as you can see that. I think he has another building out that way that we can go check out. As I said, I don't know what they are, but we are going to check them out after we check out the center of the Triforce and also Unlimited Lumpia's part. So let's go ahead and head over to Unlimited Lumpia's. He decided to build this nice little hedge wall here, which kind of, you know, it makes this place look a little classy. You can only have one entrance, which is kind of nice. It kind of makes it more like a public area that you're forced to go into a certain area. And I know he built this large structure based off the gardens in San Diego, which is pretty cool. He did a really good job, especially with all the wood that he had to use and everything. I think he added a good amount of detail to it, and it came out looking really nice. And the interior, you know, you have the little trees, you have your flowers, and then on the outside you have like the little tree-ish biome. So you have, you know, the mega taiga over here, the mushroom biome over here, the jungle biome on the side. He did everything, you know, he did a really good job with it. And then on the outside, you know, he has a little water fountain on here, which is pretty cool. And then we have Squid Lake, or I don't know if he called it something different. I keep calling it Squid Lake because we have squids in there. He definitely has the more decorative touch to his base, you know, not so practically useful, but looks amazing in my opinion. He did a really good job, and even down here he has like the little aquarium set up. Though in I did help him with this. I'll say that. Yeah, I have my touch in here. Unfortunately, I believe Luigi and Mario both died. Yeah, it looks like that. And I don't know why they have helmets, but they do. Here lies Luigi. May the almighty Goomba have mercy on his soul. Yeah, this is pretty cool. I really enjoy just kind of walking around his base. It's really amazing to see what he can do, and I am really looking forward to seeing what he does with this spot. So if you watched my, I would say, it's been a few episodes now, but I dug out this whole area for him as part of my Dig for Hire service that we'll check out later. But I dug out this whole area as he requested. We got a few diamonds for that, and I know he's having a little bit of trouble thinking about what to do with such a ginormous space, but I think we've talked about it, and what he has planned is really cool, and I look forward to seeing it, and it'll be awesome. So down here we just have, you know, his storage and everything. We won't take anything, and then I believe down both ways is his strip mine. I think he was going this way and it ran into my base or something. One of the two. I remember thinking, why was he in my base? And it was because he was strip mining. But yeah, so we have a lot to look forward to in terms of what Unlimited Olympia is doing with his base. It will be really cool. I have no idea where he put his polar bear or anything of that sort. I know he has one because we all went to go look for one for him, and I don't know where it is. I believe last time he had it out here somewhere. Maybe he's moved it since. No idea. And then on this side of his Triforce, we have this nice little hole. I actually don't know what to call it. That was an original tree that was left from the original terrain. There used to be a small mountain here that they got rid of. So I guess this is a monument to that tree. And I don't know what to call the rest of this. It's a nice little sanctuary, I guess. A Zen garden? I don't know. It's not very Japanese, but it's a garden. And then in here we have his bunny shop and a floating piece of dirt. Yep. Not much there, but a nice little hole to keep them. And the last thing I believe in his base is the skeleton farm. So we're actually going to take the minecart over. Alright, so this is the skeleton farm. So we have our nice little enchanting setup here. I believe he's still in the works of decorating this. I'm not entirely sure, but it's pretty standard. You know, the skeletons fall there. I had to build a little bit of extra storage because I was AFK here for a little while. And then, you know, he has all his storage here with his armor and his bows, I guess. Yeah, the bows, the plain bows, the bones, and the arrows. So it's a nice little setup he's got going. And this farm has come in far more useful than the zombie farm at my base. But, you know, easy XP. Alright, so the last part inside the Triforce, which is probably the most important, is the middle part of the Triforce. And let's start from the middle. So this is our contribution to the Aang statue, or memorial to the Aang statue, which was featured in The Legend of Korra, I believe. And then when Star Wars The Force Awakens came out, Triple Red Shell replaced his arm with a red arm in tribute to C-3PO. And up there, we have little Navi from Legend of Zelda, of course, who was originally our tree topper for Christmas, which the Christmas tree went over that way. And so that is our centerpiece. That is our statue for the center of our whole city. And right in front of the Aang statue, we have Town Hall. This was built by myself and Unlimited Olympia. We thought it'd be cool to reiterate the Triforce here. So we have that going on, and then we have our communal storage area down here, which I don't think we really use that often. Maybe Triple Red Shell uses it more than the rest of us. I'm not entirely sure. It's kind of hard to know what is in each chest, so yeah, I don't tend to come down here that often. And we have our nice little pressure plate arrow shooting thing here that we've actually had since like day 2 on the server. It just used to be filled with eggs instead of arrows, and now we use arrows. In the ground floor, we have over here underneath the staircase, Harry Potter. Hello, Harry Potter. He's still here. That's good to know. Yeah, I don't think he was really featured in any episode, really. He was just something I did randomly. And then up here, we just kind of have a little, you know, representation of us, and I think this was going to be like our war room kind of area where we discussed everything, but we never really did anything here, so we might still do that at some point. And then we have our access to the nether right there. But right now, let's go ahead and check out Wingstop, which was one of my builds. I think it might have been one of my first builds because we really needed food on the server at the time, and chickens were readily available, so I made Wingstop based off an actual Wingstop, I think. I remember searching for it on Google, and I was like, oh, that's a cool shop, so let's do that one. So it's really easy. You just push the button, the chicken back there die, and voila, you get chicken. Chicken. And behind that we have our dig for hire shop. There's not much. I just wanted it to be really small, really simple, and that's what we did. And you can drop your books here whenever you want to order. You know, make a nice, easy payment box. These 5 diamonds were from Unlimited Lumpia for making the hole bigger that's underneath his base. I never collected them, and I will probably put them in my ender chest right now. Bam! And then along the wall we'll have all of our finished books, finished orders, I guess you'd say. And then next to that shop is Unlimited Lumpia's arrow shop. Bow and arrow shop? Bow and arrow shop. So, I believe he based this off of the Legend of Zelda game, in which, you know, you can go in, you have the shop teller there. He has a bunch of bows here. I believe he's missing a few. 1, 2, 3, you know. And then upstairs, you know, you can... Why can't... Okay. Upstairs, you can, get some bows, you can get your arrows, and then you can shoot the wall if you wanted. Yeah, it's probably not best to do this with a fire bow, but, yeah. You can shoot them, try to get the whole board lit up if you want, which isn't too difficult, but, yeah. Alright, so, after the bow and arrow shop, we have our stables here, which aren't really housing... Oh, that's where he put it. Pepsi? Why Pepsi? Isn't it Coca-Cola that has the polar bears? Why Pepsi? Pepsi has like Britney Spears, doesn't it? Anyways, we have a bunch of animals in here. Oh, there goes my camera count. So, I guess Pepsi, and Pinocchio is Unlimited Lumpia's donkey. And Shadowfax is my horse, so we have those. And then over here, we just have cows, I guess, and pigs. Cows and pigs. They were supposed to be a temporary storage. I think we were putting them somewhere else later. And then we have Ed's flower shop. Ed being Unlimited Lumpia, and his flower shop is actually a pretty neat design. I really like the way he did it. I was kind of around when he built it, but I didn't really add much to it. But he has all his flowers on display here, which is pretty cool, and payment box and whatnot here. Leaves. Oh, you can buy leaves. Why don't we just use these leaves to build? Never mind. So anyways, he has leaves too. But yeah, that's his flower shop. He did a really good job designing that. It's a little bit, it's busy and chaotic, but not in the bad sense. So it looks good. And then over here, this is actually new to me. I just saw it. I just saw it like an hour ago. And I guess it is Triple Red Shell's banner shop, per se. Payment quote chest inside. Ads welcome. Let's see what he says. Welcome to the Agents of Shields. Get it? Your local shield and banner shop. Pre-made shields and banners are 1 diamond. Custom ones are 2 diamonds. 1 iron per color layer. Oh, I think I understand. I'll have to ask him to make sure I understand that later. But it looks pretty cool. It looks like he has the American flag going, if you guys didn't know where we're from. Though I think the California Golden State Warriors might have given it away earlier. But yeah, we're American. But yeah, this is a pretty cool shop. I won't go back there because it does say employees only. Though he does have windows. Then he has a nice little light tower here. I don't know if anything's actually going to go in here or whatnot, or if he's going to close it off or anything. And then over here, it looks like he has like a little market going on. I believe this is like his fish shop. Yep. And this is his wheat shop. Pretty cool, in my opinion. I think he's doing a really good job. I'm really looking forward to seeing what he can come up with over here. It's kind of like Triple Red Shell kind of took over this whole part, which is fine. I think he's building it up to look pretty cool. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what will come out this way. Of course it rains. Thanks, rain. So as I said earlier, Triple Red Shell has a few things going on outside. First off is this building. I'm just going to kind of run through here. I'm back in the camera account, by the way, if you didn't notice. But it looks like he has a nice little farm going out here, which is actually, looks really cool. Like, it's kind of a Amazonian canopy farmed. I really like that design. He did a really good job with that. I may have to like steal that idea sometime. I'm not normally one to use leaves as kind of like a roof block, but I have seen some people do it, and it does look really cool. The only thing I'd say might be missing in here is like adding maybe some vines just to kind of give more of a green kind of look, but if he doesn't, I don't think it'd hurt. Or if he doesn't, I don't think it'd matter much. It looks really cool in here. And then what else does he have going on? He has this, which I guess is just a canal. I don't quite know where this leads. Oh, it just leads into his base. So it was kind of a nice little water tunnel. What does he have here? 2 sheepery. So no named tunnel, just a nice little water tunnel going. And then, well, does he have anything else on here? He has this building. What is this building? This building is just a house. So maybe this is his house too? I don't know. This is definitely one of those things I'd have to talk to Triple Red Shell about, in terms of getting his opinion on what everything is. But everything is definitely looking really good. He likes to build pathways and everything, so if you haven't noticed, you know, he has a lot of paths going everywhere, which is really cool. It's really handy. I don't know where this is going to lead to, but he has a bed over here, and the pathway leads through the mountain, so wherever this leads will be pretty cool. I'm assuming it might lead towards the bay, our ocean area, where we keep all of our boats. We have our boats over there just because that's kind of the direction the Guardian farm is in, which we will get to momentarily. I just want to check out a couple more things he has out here. So right outside of his base, that where the BB-8 is his base. Over here we have, I know he told me which ride he was basing this off of, but I can't remember right now, but I know it's going to be a roller coaster. Whoa, what is all this? It looks like we have canals going everywhere. This is really cool. Holy crap. I don't know about that, but maybe he's building a water ride? That might be pretty cool. It'd be really cool if we have like a boat race in here or something, though I don't know where the start and the finish would be. But that's really cool, and it looks like it's going to go down this way eventually. That's awesome, man. Dude, he's doing a lot. I really wish you guys could see like what he was doing on our YouTube channel. Unfortunately, as I said, he's a busy guy. He doesn't have time to record and whatnot, so that'll have to be for another time, I guess. And I don't know why the world's not loading. I know there's one more building out that way. I'm gonna try to get the world to load, and then I'll bring you back once I get to it. Alright guys, the world has loaded, and this is also part of Triple Red Shell's stuff. He does a lot of his stuff. I still don't know quite what it does. I know this is just kind of a house. I believe he hasn't really touched it since we last saw it. Yeah, so little things out here that Triple Red Shell has, which are pretty cool. Last but definitely not least, in the Triforce area, we have this, which is the Deku Tree. That's right. So Unlimited Loopy and I have been working on this on our live streams. We wanted to make a little monument for the dragon egg when we killed the dragon, and at first we were like, oh, we have an egg, let's put it in a nest, and then the nest should be in a tree, and then we were like, let's build a giant tree, and then I was like, why not make it the Deku tree? And that's what we have so far. I know by the time this episode comes out, we will have probably done another live stream in which we will have hopefully finished this. But I'm thinking it looks pretty cool. I think we did an awesome job. I'm not one to normally do organic builds, so this build was actually really difficult for me to like jump into, and I'm glad I did. It was definitely like an exercise for me to make my brain not be like, oh, everything has to be symmetrical and everything has to be, you know, perfect. So I really liked building this, and I'm going to enjoy finishing it for sure. It is a lot of wood and there's a lot of leaves. And I know one problem is going to be that we have a lot of thunderstorms on the server, so I'm hoping the thunderstorms don't burn all the leaves or burn the tree down. If anything, we may have to like go up a little bit further and build like a platform up there so that lightning doesn't strike the tree. I don't know. We'll have to see. If it becomes a problem, we will find a way around it. But guys, that is all we have for the Triforce area of our base, at least in the overworld, going through BB-8. And I hope you guys enjoy what we've done with the Triforce. We have a little bit more done on the server that we are going to go check out. Most of it is in the Nether, some of it is not, so we'll go ahead and go over and check. Alright guys, we are here in the Nether, and this is our Nether hub. We did this mostly in live stream, I know. The tunnels I kind of did in my own episode, but the main hub part, which is this part right here, was done on live stream with Unlimited Olympia and I know Chipperosha was in there for a couple of streams, and I think it turned out really cool. Our idea was to have like the center kind of folding bit that would like branch off, and I think we pretty much achieved that. We just have to get rid of the netherrack, definitely below the hub, just because, you know, it's supposed to be floating. It's not supposed to be sitting on anything. Maybe. And I think actually getting rid of the stuff above too would be really cool. I don't know how we're going to do that, but I'm sure we'll figure out a way. And then inside the Nether we have a couple farms going on. So if we go in this direction, you can see it says Blaze Farm. So let's head over there. Alright, so this is the Blaze Farm, which we have no blaze spawning right now, but we have had plenty of blaze happening. If we go up, you'll actually be able to see the farm. Let's go that way. There we go. So we have the spawner right there. They spawn, lava can drop, etc, etc. I actually don't know entirely how this works. I just know the blaze end up on the pressure plates, and they fall into that hole, and we can crush kill them. So that's our blaze spawner. So heading east from the hub, we actually have my next base, which is our Atlantis base, as I've been calling it. Alright, so when you go through the portal, this is what you see. This is the first kind of entrance to our Atlanta base, and I think it's looking awesome. That's going to be built out further upwards later, but what I really want to show you is the outside and what I've done. So, this is the start of Atlantis. As you can see, I have the ginormous it is huge. It is probably the biggest build I've done. It's the most ambitious I am being, but so far I really liked how it's turned out. This is going to be one hell of a project. As you can kind of already tell, I've been working on it for a few months now. I want to say maybe 3, and I've gone that far. I just finished filling in all this gray area down on the floor yesterday, actually, in my perspective. And so that took a really long time, and that took maybe, I want to say like 3 dozen smooth stone chests. I don't know why parts of it are de-rendering, but that is what we have so far. This is Stargate Atlantis. This is going to be Atlantis, and I think if I can pull it off, it will look amazing, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Please let me know what you think of it so far. I'm having a really good time doing it, and it's gonna be a blast. It'll be good, guys. It'll be good. If you guys have any suggestions, let me know. Let's do a flyby of the tower. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So this is built at height limit. That top block is at height limit. So this thing is freaking tall, it's freaking wide, it's freaking long. Just to give you guys a scale, okay? Just to give you guys a scale. This is how big it is. And parts of it are gonna go underwater as well. This is built on top of a Guardian farm, so... Or not, this is built on top of a Guardian house. And I did the redstone behind this, and they all get sorted into these chests and droppers and hoppers and whatnot and Witch Watch, and we get all of our drops into these chests. The redstone work down here, but Unlimited Lumpia did all the redstone work up here. He did all this, and he did a damn good job. And we're back in my character account, and I just wanted to take us down to the last farm, which is what I was working on the last 2 episodes of mine, which is the Enderman farm, and I am delighted. I am so happy about this farm because it is so good. As I have probably mentioned a billion times, this was the first time I had ever done an Enderman farm, and I was actually really happy at how easy it was and how much fun it was. And all we have to do was do this for 5 minutes, and I will reach like level 70 in no time. But the other farm on the server I have to show you guys, the last place I have to show you guys, going on somewhere on the server, but I actually don't have the coordinates for that, and I have no idea where he keeps that portal. So I'm going to have to leave it for him. And yeah, so I would highly recommend going back and watching our early videos. I know that it's down already, and I would definitely recommend you guys going through and checking all those guys here who have watched our streams and watched our videos. We really do appreciate it. We know we are a young channel, and we are definitely excited to grow a bit more, and I know with all of you watching us, we definitely will. Unfortunately, guys, that is all the time I have for today. So if you liked the video, be sure to subscribe. Be sure to hit that like button down below. Follow us on Twitter and on Facebook to know when we go live or when we are posting new videos. And until next time, guys, I will see you later. Happy 1-year anniversary! Yay! Whoa, 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 whoa. Yes. Bye, guys!